predictions video. This is for match week 16 out of 38. This is also the last match week before the World Cup break. The World Cup starting on November 20th. I'm going to be doing another predictions video for the World Cup soon, probably after this weekend. There have been a lot of injuries in the leagues recently, so some key players will be missing out on the World Cup. And the squads are being announced as we speak for the different teams, so I'll have a better idea of who is going already. Something that was announced today is that Sergio Ramos of PSG will not be making the trip to Qatar for Spain squad, so some interesting selections and non-selections for the teams, and so I'll be doing some more predictions for that soon. Anyway, we have our trusty notebook here as always, and we will flip to a new page and get these predictions started. There we go. Start the weekend off with Man City versus Brentford. Last weekend, Man City beat Fulham 2-1 from a stoppage time penalty by none other than Erling Haaland, who remains the top goal scorer in the league. And Brentford drew 2-2 versus Nottingham Forest last weekend. Man City are currently in second with 32 points, and Brentford are in 11th with 16 points. I am going to take Man City to win here. I'll take 3-1 for City. I honestly expect them to win pretty much every week at this point, so pretty much a lock to be a win in my prediction videos. Next is Liverpool versus Southampton. Liverpool beating Tottenham 2-1 last weekend, and Southampton losing 4-1 versus Newcastle. Southampton are in 18th place with 12 points, and Liverpool sit in 8th place with 19 points. I'm going to take Liverpool to win here. I'll go 2-0 for Liverpool in this one. They're a very up and down team this season. I don't really understand them. Game versus Tottenham was pretty disappointing for me as a Tottenham fan. Before, I believe in my predictions video last weekend, I talked about Eric Dyer's recent mishaps and struggles, and he was at it again in that game, giving up pretty much a free goal to Mo Salah, trying to head the ball backwards to Hugo Lloris in goal, and it came off of his shoulder rather than his head, and dropped right at Salah's feet, and he had a one-on-one with Lloris, and of course put it away. So another big mistake from him. Next we have Bournemouth versus Everton. Bournemouth lost 4-3 versus Leeds last weekend. Very high scoring game. And Everton lost 2-0 to Leicester last weekend. Bournemouth are 17th with 13 points, and Everton are right on top of them in 16th with 14 points. I'm going to take Bournemouth here to win. We'll go 2-1 for Bournemouth because they're at home and they know how to put the ball in the back of the net, seems like. Next is West Ham versus Leicester. Both teams having pretty disappointing seasons based on the last couple of seasons in the Premier League. Leicester, of course, beat Everton 2-0 last weekend, and West Ham lost 2-1 to Crystal Palace on a last-minute goal. Leicester are in 14th with 14 points, and West Ham are right below them in 15th also with 14 points. So, very similar years so far for these two clubs. We'll go West Ham here, 1-0. Next is Tottenham versus Leeds. Tottenham losing 2-1 to Liverpool at home last weekend, as I mentioned, and Leeds also, as I mentioned, beating Bournemouth 4-3 last weekend. Tottenham remain in 4th with 26 points, and Leeds are 12th with 15 points. This should be a game for Tottenham to win. If they come out sluggish in the first half, though, who knows? Also, we'll see what their injury situation is like. Christian Romero at the back has been out for a while. Youngman's son will likely remain out for this one too. Kulusevski came back last weekend versus Liverpool with an assist, so hopefully he is fully fit to play this weekend for Tottenham. I'm going to take them to win here. We'll go 3-1. I could see this one getting pretty dicey for them, though. Next is Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace. Forest tied Brentford 2-2 last week, and Forest beat West Ham 2-1. Forest remain in last with 10 points, and Palace are in 10th with 19 points. I think I'm gonna go draw here. I'm gonna go 1-1. Get a draw mixed in there with all these games. Next is Newcastle versus Chelsea. Newcastle beating Southampton 4-1 last weekend, and Chelsea losing 1-0 to Arsenal last weekend. Newcastle are surprisingly in 3rd place this season with 27 points, and Chelsea are in 7th with 21 points. Good season from Newcastle after being bought by the new ownership group. Eddie Howe has done a great job as manager so far, and I'm going to take them to win here. versus Chelsea. Newcastle, they're just in great form right now. They've won 4 out of their last 5 and are unbeaten in at least their last 5. Maybe even more than that. So I'll take them to continue their hot streak going into the World Cup break. Next is Wolves versus Arsenal. Arsenal beat Chelsea 1-0 last weekend. And Wolves lost 3-2 to Brighton last weekend. Wolves are in 19th with 10 points. And Arsenal are in 1st with 34 points. This should be a game for Arsenal to win to go into the World Cup break with the Premier League lead. I'm going to take them 2-0 here versus Wolves. Next is Brighton versus Aston Villa. Brighton beating Wolves 3-2 last weekend. And Aston Villa shockingly defeating Man United 3-1 under their new manager in his first game. Brighton are in 6th with 21 points. And Aston Villa are 13th with 15 points. Their new manager looked good last weekend, but I'm still going to take Brighton here. I'm going to go 2-1 for Brighton at home. And our last game of the week, or the weekend I should say, is Fulham versus Man United. Fulham lost 2-1 to Man City last weekend, and United lost 3-1 to Aston Villa last weekend. United are in 5th with 23 points, and Fulham are 9th with 19 points. I think this could be an interesting game. I'm going to go 2-2 here. A nice little draw to end out the match week here. I'll take a So that is all for the predictions for this match week. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what games you think I got right and what you think I got wrong, and what you think the biggest surprise of this match week will be before the World Cup. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.